Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dead Crow Common Room! And now, Late Fear.
Wills!
Hey, Troy.
I came all this way. Why you look like that, Wills?
Well, it's just that, thanks, man. It's just that, Jonathan, our announcer, he's
Gone?
not here. He's away at Jewish camp. It's a real place that he's at right now.
How did he die?
No, he's still alive. That wasn't a euphemism. Jewish camp is a real, actual place that Jonathan Schwartz is actually at right now.
I'm so sorry, Wills.
Yeah, it's just, I miss him, we do the show together.
Hey!
Hey, Drew, what's up?
Did you hear?
This just came in, man. Jonathan sent us a letter from camp.
Oh, you sent us a letter?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Oh, man. I miss him so much. Dear Wills and everyone else, I guess. He wrote about you guys.
Everyone else?
Everyone else.
Fixing me.
How is Late Fear? By the time this letter gets to you, you should be doing the cold open. Is it weird without me there? Camp is fun, but truthfully, I can't wait to get home. I didn't realize there'd be such a heavy emphasis on being outdoors. That's Jonathan.
Yeah, sounds like something.
I really like arts and crafts, but Terry keeps making fun of my dream catcher. She's really mean to me about a lot of stuff. I've never felt self-conscious about my swimming until I met Terry. The counselor says it's probably because she likes me, but I think she's icky. He said icky. Is that him? She's like Helga Pataki from Hey Arnold, but not as cute.
I get that reference.
Yeah. I hope you're doing well, and I can't wait to be back to a moderately attended midnight show.
Moderate?
She has high expectations for us.
Optimistic.
Send them away.
I know you usually say this to start off the show, but I hope you won't mind if I write it. Take it away!
Woo! It's almost on time.
It was almost... We didn't... Oh, did we mute the PC? Troy, needs that. Take the mic.
I don't know what happened. You just switched it up on me. Okay. It's Late Fear with Wills Maxwell tonight. Yeah! We got comedian Lydia Manning. We got musical guest Griffin, Limerick. And now, your host, yes, you can sit down when the monologue is over, Wills Maxwell!
Thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. Give yourselves a round of applause. We appreciate it. Give it up for my super well-rehearsed crew.
Yay!
We always hit our mark. I don't know if you guys heard this. A tabloid reported this earlier. We're not sure if it's true yet, but the report is that Emma Watson is currently dating Prince Harry.
Yes, I heard that.
You heard about this? Yeah. I don't know if it's true, and forgive my immaturity.
I hope so.
But yeah, it's like the most British thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Like the only thing that would be more British than that is if James Bond had tea with John Oliver at Downton Abbey.
Yes.
I've never heard of anything more British than that.
Princess Bewitched.
Harlan City in Kansas, they're doing this, they're so frustrated with the cold out there that the police have put out an arrest warrant for Elsa, the lead character from Frozen. Which is an excellent way to teach kids at a young age to hate the police. This is a great idea. To carry through with this joke, they even went through the trouble of putting handcuffs on a little 6-year-old dressed as Elsa. The arrest immediately sparked an outcry of thousands of kindergartners taking to the street shouting, "No justice, no peace!" I hope you guys start feeling this joke, because this entire monologue is about what I think a kindergartners protesting the police would be like. That's the whole monologue, guys. They stopped traffic by taking nap time in the street. All right, so Duke Energy is having charges filed against them by the federal government, criminal charges for the pollution with the coal ash. with the fines they have to pay and the court fees, Duke Energy is going to have to pay $100 million to the federal government. $100 million. The only reason I'm telling you guys this is so that way when your electric bills are a little bit high, I want you to know why. Just looking at it like, oh, they said we used $1 million worth of electricity last week. The state of Oklahoma is currently put a new bill out, and they want to revise history. They want to revise the curriculum for AP US history because they feel that it is too negative. They feel it's too negative. It paints America in a negative light, and they want to teach the class, but only teach American exceptionalism, what's all the good things that have happened in history. So if you guys will indulge me, I'm going to, we're going to be in an AP US history class with the rules revised real quick. All right. All right. So, all right, class, welcome. We're going to talk about everything that has happened in United States history. All right. In 1776, we signed the Declaration of Independence, and in 1980, Ronald Reagan was elected, and here we are. We are here now. That's all of the history of the U.S.
That's good.
Yeah.
This has really got me frustrated. It really has me frustrated that they would do such a thing, that they want to rewrite history like that. And so we're going to introduce you guys tonight a new segment we're calling What Oklahoma Wants to Forget. So earlier this week, Oklahoma State Representative Dan Fisher proposed a bill that would make teaching AP US history in Oklahoma illegal. Here is, right now is about the time I would make a joke about how they want to make history, but CNN already beat me to it. It's kind of comforting, you know, because it's like, if this whole talk show thing doesn't work out, which by this point I think we can agree it's not. It's good to know that I've got a career writing headlines for CNN, so that's where the money is at. So what is it about AP US history, or APUSH as the cool kids call it? What is it that makes it so illegal? Well, as Fisher puts it, in essence, we have a new emphasis on what is bad about America. The new framework trains an emphasis on America's founding principles of constitutional government in favor of robust analyses of gender and racial oppression and class ethnicity and the lives of marginalized people, where the emphasis on instruction is of America as a nation of oppressors and exploiters. So, the truth. Oklahoma, look, you're not a high school senior. It does not make you look cool if you cut a class. You have actual problems with your state's education right now that you can fix. For example, how your teacher's salary is well below the national average.
Oh shit.
Or how out of all of the states, your education is ranked 48th in the nation.
Yeah,
See, we can get on your case about that here, because myself and all of the writers at Lake Fear are products of the North Carolina public school system, where we are sitting mighty at a high 34th in the nation. We're 34! We're 34! We're 34! We would be ranked higher, but our teacher salaries are way too low. So Oklahoma, to be fair, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to stop talking to you for a second so I can talk to my state real quick. Hi, Governor McCrory, General Assembly. You guys look fantastic, by the way.
Fuck that guy.
I didn't say it, Governor. I didn't say it. Just real quick, if you could raise the teachers' salaries, that would be swell. All right, that's all. Thank you.
He's drinking a Diet
Woo!
Coke.
So, Oklahoma, look, America loves you. We love you so much that in 1803, we bought you in the Louisiana Port Purchase for $15 million. That's a lot of money in 1803. We could have bought the Bahamas, but we chose you, Oklahoma.
Should have got the Bahamas. Yes.
We should have. So, Oklahoma, if you want to rewrite history, we're not going to let you do it without reminding you of your history in our new segment, What Oklahoma Wants to Forget. To help us with this segment, and I just found this out yesterday, but one of the writers on our team is an expert on Oklahoma. They're a legit Oklahoma expert. So please welcome our Oklahoma expert, Cordero Wilson, everybody. Cordero, thanks for coming out, man. I didn't realize that you were. Are you even from Oklahoma?
No, I'm just a huge fan.
Okay, all right, that's fair. All right. So, what Oklahoma wants you to forget is that it was originally an Indian territory, and the name Oklahoma literally means red people. So if the Washington football team wants a more PC mascot name, they can always be the Washington Oklahoma.
And actually, here's a fun little tidbit. Rogers and Hammerstein actually feuded over whether they should add an exclamation point.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Oklahoma wants you to forget that in 1830, the government passed the Indian Removal Act that evicted over 100,000 Native Americans and made Oklahoma the finish line in the Trail of Tears Marathon.
And actually, and there's another little fun little deal. Even though it opened March 31st, 1943, it actually had attendance far before.
Oklahoma. Okay. All right, that's great, man. I didn't know that. Oklahoma wants you to forget that in 1916, Tulsa passed an ordinance forbidding blacks or whites from residing in a neighborhood that had more than 3/4 of the other race, which made segregation the law of the state, even though just a year later, the Supreme Court made that illegal. Oklahoma kept that going for much longer than that.
That's interesting. Another really interesting tidbit. Agnes DeMille actually developed a very unique style of dancing for Oklahoma. Because a lot of the cowboys in it were not professionals. She came up with a very rustic style to kind of accommodate them because a lot of them were not very. They just weren't very.
They okay? I didn't realize that was a problem with cowboys in Oklahoma.
Oh yeah, big.
Wow, I feel like you're really raising my awareness here. I didn't know that. Oklahoma wants you to forget that the Tulsa race riots of 1921 killed nearly 250 people, that angry white mobs flew over a black community in biplanes and dropped firebombs, destroying the successful community of Greenwood, also known as Black Wall Street. Easily the worst thing that has happened to any Wall Street. A close second is Wall Street 2, Money Never Sleeps.
Yeah, that was bad.
It's a lot. Did you know that Hugh Jackman actually starred in the 1999 made-for-TV movie? It was actually considered one of his breakout roles.
Made-for-TV movie? Cordero, of Oklahoma? Cordero, you realize we're talking about Oklahoma, the state, right?
Oh, I mean, Oklahoma is a state of mind. It's I mean, you can't just let it go.
No, it's literally a state in the Union.
Wait, you're telling me it's a state?
Yeah, Cordero.
Like, in the U.S.?
In the U.S.
There's a state full of people reenacting Oklahoma over and over and over.
Cordero Wilson, everybody.
Oklahoma.
Look, Oklahoma, the point of this segment is not to say that your state has an especially crappy history, because it doesn't. We could easily do this segment about every single state in the Union, except for Wisconsin. I don't really know what goes on up there. But the point is, you can't erase the worst parts of our history, because the worst parts of our history is what makes the best parts even better. We pay attention to the worst parts that have happened in our country's history. That's what makes the progress seem that much better. If we don't teach slavery, how are we supposed to see the significance in Obama's election? If we don't teach Jim Crow, then how am I supposed to know how awesome it is to walk down the streets of Wilmington, North Carolina, holding hands publicly with my white girlfriend without catching the anger of any white men? Woo! It's 2015. I catch the anger of black women. But that's a different issue. If we don't pay attention to the the worst parts of our history, then how are we supposed to know where the improvement comes? So Oklahoma, embrace your history, embrace our history, because, well, that's how we keep moving forward. In Oklahoma, that's what you should never forget. We're going to take a quick break.
Wilmington, North Carolina. It was 1923. The world was on fire, yet I had never felt so alone. Then by chance I found those three strangers in that enigmatically comforting house, and suddenly I was never alone again. Constantly surrounded by them and their innumerable friends who all passed through our front door during that last summer before adulthood took hold and we were no longer young enough to enjoy the follies of youth without thinking of what it would mean at 10 the next morning. This is our story. This is Fragments from Fifth Ave by Ryan P.C. Trimble, now available online and in stores.
Thanks so much for helping me move today. But I don't know how we're gonna fit all of this stuff in your car.
Don't worry. I know a guy.
Hi, I'm the guy from Two Trucks and a Guy. And here we believe that the most important part of the moving process is the trucks. So let me ask you a question. Do you have any friends? No? Well, don't call us anyway. We don't want to hear your sad story. But if you do, go ahead, call your friends, and then call us, and we'll provide the trucks. So just give us a call, 1-800-I-GOT-2 trucks. Remember, 2 trucks and a guy. The movers that have 2 trucks.
Thanks, Two Trucks and a Guy!
Just doing my job. Now, who's gonna give me a ride to get the second truck?
Actually, it looks like we fit everything into one truck.
One truck? It's called 2 trucks and a guy. I'll just do this myself. One truck.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. All right, from that break we went away to. I'm very excited to introduce our musical guest for this week. He's very talented, he's been on the show before, and he's honestly one of my favorite musicians in the area. So please lift this guy up and enjoy, ladies and gentlemen, Griffin Limerick.
Thank you. Typical number here. Okay, instead of trying to banter, I'm just going to go ahead and play it for you.
Birthdays at 20, your grandma will take you to the sky like this. Behind your party, just bathing the salt in the water. Your plans work all night through. My whiskey and scotch like a dose who only go inside dark rooms. Red children's on blue. Drop college and fill your brain up with you. your body, so bright on your limbs like a beautiful chasing things you needed for school. Before you're surpassed by your buds and your hands, the same dreams start chasing you. In the corner of a band school. Every time I walk, I get blisters, you say, and every sunrise comes just too red in my face. Will it true? Honey, you're born for you. Hey Annie, stay off your back. Tides are rising, you float there above the wave. Closer, farther, be wary of hands sharp and shaking. That tells your mother what's true. He's a man rock the bed like a cradle until the mobile sits with him. Space between what you learn and you. But every time I walk, I get blisters and say, and every sunrise comes just a red in my face. Well, the truth, honey, you'll burn. Every time I walk, I get blisters and say, every sunrise comes just too red in my face. The truth, honey, you'll burn every time I walk. Every time I walk. Sure as the sun haunts the moon, honey, you'll burn for you.
Griffin, Limerick, everybody! Let them hear it. Griffin, Limerick, everyone! Alright, up next, we've got a fun game we'd like to play for you guys. For this, I need all the writers. And, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Late Fear writers, everyone. Woo! Troy Coleman, Joe Harrison, Cordero Wilson, and Lydia Manning. Alright, so, and Jordan Bench, everybody. Hey, Jordan! I was looking. Let's do it. It's like having kids. I count everywhere I go. All right. So we had a weird realization a couple weeks ago. We got to talking, and we noticed that between all of us, we've actually seen every single movie that's ever been made. Any movie ever. Movies, obscure movies, indie movies, short films, student films, movies that have not been made yet, especially movies that have not yet been made or have never been made. We have seen every movie ever. So, to prove this to you guys, I want you guys to shout out the names of movies that you think we haven't seen, especially crazy movies that don't exist, but movies you think we haven't seen. Just give us the title, and we will prove that we have seen that movie by reenacting a scene from it.
Boogie Nights!
Princess Bride!
We've seen Princess Bride, we've seen Boogie Nights.
Prince of Time!
We have seen The Gate.
No.
And to prove to you that we have seen The Gate, we're going to show you now the climax from The Gate. The climax from The Gate.
So, I mean, it's just a gate, right? Like, there can't be more to it. It's just a gate. It's just, I don't understand where it goes. But this road has led us, because we're from some places outside that. It has led us to the gate.
The point of a gate is it separates one place from another place, while sometimes allowing certain things to go through from one place to another place.
Like you could you can put stuff on it to make sure that it doesn't open.
But sometimes sometimes it's locked.
Get off my property.
I told you we've seen it. All right.
Wrist Cutters, a love story. Prince of Time.
Wait, what's this?
Wrist Cutters, a love story.
Wrist Cutters, a love story. We have seen Wrist Cutters, a love story, and to prove this to you, here it is, the final scene from Wrist Cutters, a love story.
I fucking love you.
I fucking love you too.
Oh, yes! Yes, this is the end! Ah!
And credits. That's it. Little known fact about the final scene of Wrist Cutters, a love story. It is also the first scene of Wrist Cutters, a love story.
No.
Sweet Sweetback's badass song.
What's that?
Sweet Sweetback's badass song.
We have seen Sweet Sweetback's badass song. And to prove to you that we've seen it, here it is, the opening scene from Sweet Sweetback badass song.
Yo, upset. I got tickets for this concert. Like, I
Sweet,
don't know.
sweet, I'm so ready for Sweetback.
Is this the show you guys are going to see?
Gonna get it on. Sweet, sweet.
I feel like I should have done a lot more drugs for this.
Oh, you didn't load
I
up?
feel the same way.
You didn't load up?
No.
Do you want any? I've got extras.
I mean, what does one take to see sweet, sweet?
All right, that's a good question. You ever done crack? That's what you take. So like 2 cracks? You guys want 2 cracks? You just 1 crack?
You just see it like in units, like I'll take one piece.
Yeah, you want 1 crack? You want a crack too?
Yeah, we'll take 2 cracks.
Alright, that'll be $800.
$800?
Well, yeah, it's 2
Crack
cracks.
is ridiculous these days.
And that's a discount too.
Alright, I'm out.
We're not doing enough Sweetback songing right now. We need to get this song
Netflix is
up.
running Friends right now. I'm out.
Walmart parking lot.
You can have our cracks, but it's gonna cost you.
$800, that's a discount. How about I just put my cracks into your cracks? That's an $800 value. Yay! And scene. Thanks, Wills.
That's not the one.
That's a real movie, and that was very insulting. All right, so
Fantastic Fear of Everything with Simon Pegg.
we've seen that movie. We don't even have to prove that we've seen that movie. Any other titles?
Life and Times of Nicolas Cage.
The life,
49.
we have seen The Life and Times of Nicolas Cage, and we know that it's up for an Oscar. So here it is, the clip that's going to play at the Oscars when they read the nomination for The Life and Times of Nicolas Cage.
What is happening? Who the fuck is that? Ah! I need more crack. And seed. Directed as well.
All right, I feel like we proved our point, but just to nail it home, one more suggestion, one more movie that you think we haven't seen.
The Extermination Game.
Oh, of course we've seen The Extermination Game, that hilarious comedy starring Chris Farley, and who can forget this clip?
Oh God, that glue trap.
Right?
Oh, that glue trap was too much, man. Oh,
Yeah, I
God.
got the spikes on that. I don't even know.
Oh, they got her. Oh, they got her. Okay. All right, snap your sleeves. That leaves. It's just us, right?
I think.
Okay. All right. No, it's cool. That's cool. That's cool, man. Fly trap.
Everybody freeze!
The Extermination Game. I told you we've seen it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a game we like to call Stump the Riders. Thank you very much. That was great, guys. Hey, guys, don't go. Don't go. Don't leave me on the stage by myself. You know I miss Jonathan not being here. I just don't want to be alone right now.
We're here for you.
I just wish there was. I mean, I know he sent a letter to us earlier, but I just wish that there was some word from Jonathan.
I have been holding out on you, Wills.
What?
I was too preoccupied thinking about all the movies I've seen.
Letters
But
from
I
the dead.
did.
Yeah, he was telling me it was
I did
from
get a
the
letter
grave, right?
from
So-
Jonathan.
Another letter from camp?
Would you like me to read it out loud?
Yeah, go ahead. Let us know what Jonathan said.
Dear Wills, just for you this time.
Okay.
Good thing you gathered all of us.
Good thing. It's disappointing.
Thanks for the letter.
You're such a beauty.
You're probably thinking, I don't remember sending Jonathan any letter. Exactly. Now go back and read that first sentence again, this time with a sarcastic tone.
Just like John.
Don't worry, though. I have other friends at Jewish camp. In fact, things are really looking up for me this year. Or should I say, things are really looking up at me. Yes, I should. Because this is the year I finally got the top bunk.
Oh, it is a Holocaust joke.
I'm on top of the world. I can't be debunked.
That's a Jonathan thing.
I'm top dog. My bunkmates just can't get over how cool I am.
So many Jonathan
Too
things.
much. I feel like.
Because there's no bed above mine.
Seems like the ringleader of Jewish camp now.
He's got time.
Anyway, I hope the show is going well. Mazel tov, Jonathan.
Aw, that's so sweet. You know what? He's been so thoughtful sending letters to us and making me feel extremely guilty, pointing out how I haven't sent anything to him. So we should put some things together and send him a care package.
That's a good idea.
Gonna deliver it up the river Styx.
Should we take a second
He's
and
dead,
get
Wills.
some stuff?
Yeah, let's take 5 seconds to run and grab things that we will put in a care package to Jonathan.
I already got mine.
I prepared.
You've got stuff? All right.
I knew this was gonna happen ahead of time.
Well,
Yep.
I wasn't planning on sending him a care package, so I don't have any packages or anything to put everything in, but if you just put it right on the desk, and I'll get everything shipped up and sent out to him.
You don't even have a box yet.
I don't even have a box yet.
Here's one of these. This is a camp favorite right here. And then here's Jonathan's Jewish man. Here's a book called Fear Not. It's about losing your fears by giving them over to the Lord, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That's going to be popular.
Yeah, Jewish people are full of fear.
I figured, it's gonna be hot. He's probably gonna want, something to drink. So I got
Gonna wring out your hair.
I got $1 and dimes. Yeah, in my hair. Yeah, you can definitely accent. But I got $1 and dimes. So I think
That's so sweet.
it's like 2 sodas.
Yeah. It's perfect, man. You'll love
I
that.
appreciate the
So
hell out of it.
yeah, no, I think that'd be really cool.
He'd like that. He'll be able to get a drink with that.
I'm gonna send him my phone. Because I want him to be able to text me whenever he wants.
But
Troy, it doesn't work like...
Wills, you said I could put whatever I wanted in the box.
I did say that, and I did give you 5 whole seconds, so that's on me. You have any? You got
I mean, when I think of Jewish camp, I think of prison.
That's fair.
So I'm gonna send him some cigarettes because that's like what currency over there.
Okay, Jewish camp isn't like prison.
like
It hasn't been for at least 60 years.
But when you think of Jewish camp, you think of Jewish prison camp.
No, he's not at that. It's a very nice place that his parents sent him to every year. It's not that at all.
Oh, I'm keeping my
But
cigarettes.
yeah, keep your cigarettes.
I got nothing then. Sorry.
I have a tampon. That's what we used as currency at girls' camp. I only have one of them because these are way more expensive than cigarettes.
you know what? Though we might get a nosebleed. That's a good idea.
That's really thoughtful. You know, guys, that's really thoughtful. He always liked this. He's always a little envious whenever I used it, so I'm gonna get some hair first. And,
yeah.
Jonathan, this is for you. All right. So
I feel like this is a memorial like Jonathan died right now.
He did, Drew.
well, he's not here. He's at camp. He's gonna appreciate all of this, especially the Bible. Thank you very much, guys. He's gonna like this.
gotta set it back, right?
Probably, we'll see.
Okay.
We're not on break! That's the break music.
Transition, there's a law.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna talk to you. Alright, so this is one of my favorite parts of the show. This is the part of the show where we bring up one of our local comics. Every 4 episodes of the show, every one of the writers here is a very hilarious, sharp, improvisational, and stand-up comedian. So I always like it. Every 4 episodes, we bring one of them up and give them some time. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for one of our writers here on the staff, a very integral part of Late Fear. Ladies and gentlemen, Lydia Manning, everybody.
Good evening, Late Fear.
Hey! Good evening.
Hello. Hey.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Don't get technical.
I was just. I'll need that later. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about double standards, particularly with women and sexuality. You guys probably know, like, a man can sleep with 3 women in a week and he's a player. But if a woman does the exact same thing, she's a lesbian. That joke's not about me. I'm currently in a heterosexual, monogamous, interracial relationship with Wills Maxwell. That's right. Wills Maxwell from Late Fear with Wills Maxwell is my boyfriend. I wonder how she got on the show. It's because I'm talented. Probably. I kind of worry sometimes that Wills and I are getting a little bit too serious. I have recently started thinking about our future engagement. Not marriage, just engagement. Because I feel like proposals, like public proposals, are disgusting. So like, I don't want that. But I feel like after we did get engaged, if there was a ring involved, I don't like rings either, but if that was the case, well, we'd have that, and it could be a fun thing to play with. Meaning, I would love to get awkwardly proposed to publicly by Wills, but not for real. So like, we could go to various places and make up a backstory for who we are. Like, we've been together for 2 weeks, and you're ready way too early, and then I can say no, and be cliche even, and run out of the restaurant, and then Wills can just stay there. And people will be like, that's too bad, but I still want to stick around and order dessert. I also, another fear about getting too serious in a relationship such as this is racist, but I feel like there is a lot of pressure on interracial couples to reproduce. I feel like as soon as Wills and I told people we were dating, people started saying dumb crap about like caramel babies. And I was like, we just now are public about this stuff. And I don't know if I want children. I'm not dead set against it because I'm afraid of commitment, so I can't just rule everything out. People think commitment is an irrational fear, but it is not. Lots of terrible things come from commitment. If you think about it, people commit murder. Did you just mouth my punchline?
I did. I heard it on Thursday. I'm sorry. I don't like you for that. That was rude. I hadn't told this joke in a long time, but pretend you haven't heard it yet. People commit murder. First time you've heard that, right? Yep. You can commit suicide, and for once, this is directed specifically at someone in the audience. That was harsh, I'm sorry. You can commit adultery, which is ironic. I feel like if I ended up getting married to a white guy, no one would care even a little bit if we had children. And they would think we were heroes if we adopted children. And if we decided to adopt children that were a different color than us, they would be in awe of that. They'd look at this beautiful blended family. They won't let skin color get in the way of being one big happy family. It's just beautiful. They love each other. If, say, I married Reed Clark. I'm not going to talk about you anymore, Wills. I'm done with that. Me and Reed got married hypothetically because he's another black man. And we adopted. People would be like, that is such a waste. They need to have biological children and help heal the ills of society. I don't think that's how it works. I think our child would be very attractive, but not taken seriously by either race in a serious discussion. That's all that would happen. And say if me and Reed decided to be white heroes and adopt an Asian baby, people would see me and my black husband and our Asian child and just think, I think that couple's trying a little too hard.
That's so true.
It is. Thanks. That's the first time I've ever done that joke, so you didn't get to mouth the punchline. But if I ever do it again, definitely lip sync my jokes. I'm going to end on a strong note where I'm just mean to this girl in the front row. Thank you guys, I'm Lydia Manning.
Lydia Manning, everybody, give it up.
Thank you. I'm saying yes this time.
Okay. I appreciate you coming and sitting down at the desk as all talented comedians get to do on the show. Not just people who happen to be my girlfriend. That's not why you were here. So,
I believe you.
You believe? Okay. Because this is the 13th episode of the show. This is the 13th time we've done the show. And it would be a pretty clever plan for me to create an entire talk show and do 13 episodes just so I can get my girlfriend on a fake TV show.
That would be actually really admirable of you.
Well, that's what I did.
I feel like
this was all for you.
If you proposed right now and I ran away, people would be like, she forgot to grab her keys from the booth before she left, so she's going to have to wait for him. They're going to have to talk about this.
And you've been doing comedy for
2 years.
2 years. All right. So has there been any surprises? Anything about comedy that's different than what you thought it was before you started?
Well, I have to do interviews occasionally,
Yeah,
and I'm
part of the game.
really, really bad at that. No, something I wasn't expecting. So I definitely knew hecklers were a thing.
Yeah, right.
Like people would yell at you while you're on stage.
Hey. And they think they have cues. They have cues that help the show.
The thing I wasn't expecting, which kind of just happened here, a lot of the times you have no idea what the fuck your heckler is saying. So you think like you hear something and you either tell them to shut up or you have a clever response to it, but sometimes you're just like, what? And sometimes they'll repeat it and you're still just like,
Before I started doing stand-up, I thought hecklers were people that shouted, "You suck," and I would hear them say "you suck" and have to say like a clever "your mama" joke or something. But it's just people that want to help.
I know, I've got an arsenal of yo mama jokes. I'm lying. I have an Indian one, but it's not the original.
Do it.
Wait, an Indian yo mama joke?
Yeah. Your mother is so poor, she had to pay her dowry in installments.
And now Lake Fear is not airing in India anymore.
How unfortunate.
Yeah.
They're the only ones who would get it.
So you do, I asked the people that come on the show, you do improv and stand-up. Which one did you start in first?
I started with improv in high school.
High school, okay.
Yeah.
So a few years before you started doing stand-up.
Many years ago.
In your age.
I started doing improv in Theater 101. Just kidding, it was intro to theater because 101 is a college. I was a freshman in high school.
Yeah.
We learned how to play games where you read off a card. You're like, my grandmother used to tell me, fear not, for I am always with you. Promise book.
So you went from improv into stand-up. Which do you feel like picking it up? Which one do you feel like being that more natural?
I would say stand-up.
Stand-up?
Yeah.
Now you've been writing for a while before you started doing stand-up too. So was it just stand-up was easier because you already had that arsenal of jokes ready once you took the stage? Or
Yeah, I feel like I was pretty prepared when I actually finally did get up on stage. I had my 2012 planner that I did not use at all as a planner, and I wrote jokes in it. I don't let anyone look at that notebook, but I did one time.
That's a sacred notebook.
I let my mom and my brother look at it.
I haven't looked at this. I can't.
And I wrote everything in a blue pen, and then I gave them a red pen, and I was like, circle stuff you like. And I'm going to use that habit.
That's great.
They write comments like, ha ha, this one is good too, instead of just like circling it. They wanted their words to be known. How many ha's they put.
It's a
how
grading
much they
system,
liked it.
the ha's.
Yeah. One ha is use that, but I wouldn't close with it.
That's how I use them in text messages. That's how it's a grading system with the ha's.
I know.
Were you, Lydia always gets at least 2 ha's. You were always at least, you do 2 ha jokes.
I'm always moderately funny.
Yes, at the very least. At the very least. Were you always a funny kid? Like, were you like kind of the attention type?
No. I was really late to develop an imagination, actually. I was a math and science kid.
Okay.
And the most attention-grabbing things I did was I would argue with my teachers when they were often wrong.
Your teachers in elementary school?
I had a 2nd grade teacher who taught us that caterpillars are amphibians because they go through metamorphosis. Butterflies, however, are insects because they have 6 legs.
Did you go to school in Oklahoma?
It was North Carolina, actually.
Damn it! We're at 34.
So, you're 34. So so the other kids in the class, they knew better than to think that that this teacher was right?
No.
So just you.
They were just blindly following authority, Wills. I was the only one who stood up for what was right. I mean, scientifically, factually right, not morally or anything.
Morally.
I mean, morally, it is wrong that a caterpillar would be an amphibian, but I was just sticking with the facts.
So did your crusade for knowledge, did that get you any reward out of that?
No. It got me strongly disliked by my teachers.
She, like, that was a one-time thing though. Like, did she like keep holding a grudge against you for that, or was that made her that bitter?
One time she was eating some lemon drops when I was staying late at school for some reason, and she asked me if I liked that kind of candy, and I said yes, and usually that's followed by would you like one? But this time, it wasn't. She just wanted to know so she could keep eating something that I would also enjoy having. So yeah, I don't think she ever got over it. Her son was a little prick too. The story about that.
Let's just get that in the episode.
I would like him.
All right. Well, Lydia, thank you for all of your 13 episodes and more of writing on the show and helping us produce this. And thank you for crushing it with that material about how we should get engaged and have babies. That was great.
That's not what it was about, Will.
That's what I heard.
Misunderstood.
We're getting there.
All
Let's
right.
get everybody. We're going to be right back as we take a quick break and Troy Coleman hums our break theme.
Yes!
Woo!
Aren't you concerned about the name of the show? What's wrong with Late Fear? What's wrong with it? It's terrifying. Late Fear. Where did that name even come from?
It's Late Fear, you know, like late night on the Cape Fear.
Yeah, I know that. I mean, where did the name Cape Fear come from?
Gentlemen, I now call to order the meeting of the League of Cartographers. Now, our job of mapping and naming the new world is nearly complete. Last week we named the various archipelagos and peninsulas of the region, and as promised this week we'll finish by naming the various capes of the region. Now, who had this cape up here?
That was me. We noticed when we explored the area there was an abundance of fish. Therefore, we have named it Cape God.
Cape Cod. Now, who had this cape down here in the peninsula of Florida?
Indubitably, 'twas I, nameth thine cape, because of also an abundance of fish, pre-tense and post-tense. To conclude, I nameth thine cape, Cape Coral, by and by.
What?
Cape Coral. Oh, yeah.
Cape Coral. Now, who took the cape up here in the Carolinas? Did no one explore this cape?
There's too many ghosts there. They wreck ships. A mass execution of prisoners. It is hot. There are so many tourists. Row is hot here.
It's apparently Steve Buscemi was stabbed in that area, right? Yeah.
To death?
No, he's good.
Oh, that's good. I like Boardwalk Empire.
Is that really what you think cartographers dress like? He had a ballpoint pen, Wills. Those didn't exist.
And we're back! Ladies and gentlemen, you saw him earlier tonight. He's a fantastic musician. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and give it up for the one, the only, Griffin Limerick, everyone.
I'm going to try to do one more in a less nervous fashion for this. Good luck, guys.
solitary, hanging like the tree. Saddest when it's blazing bright and moving in concrete. And as it burns, the sun scares a faint concern from everyone who's standing around. I lie down on sorted ground below a tree to sleep. Lose my name and what I came from, roots my back has feet. Feeling bitten by a hidden foe I'll never see. It's back indoors where air conditions me. Temperate and marked by memory, asking of myself to say what I'm not is true, find everything else. And once my words are turned to my musical verse, swing transient thoughts on which they were bound. I just clip on television for some company, glowing lights flashing a contrast to the light. Struck with sudden panic hunger for what I can't eat. I open the fridge and move a drink.
That guy's amazing. I'm so glad he's on the show. Griffin, Limerick, everybody. That was incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you guys so much. That's our show tonight. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to Lydia Manning. Thank you to Griffin, Limerick. Thank you so much. That was great. So Lake Fear Writers, thank you guys so much. We are Lake Fear with Wills Maxwell. Just look us up. We are on Facebook and Twitter. Like us and follow us. Have a great night. My name is Wills Maxwell, and this is what I wanted to do when I grew up. Good night, everybody.